everybody. I am here with a Singer. Let's see, we could get you a close up here of the model number, which is, boy, I don't know if I can get that to focus. Oh, there it goes, 306W. It came to me, she said she couldn't get the tension set up right, and it was acting very peculiar. And I found a lot of issues. I had my daughter clean it, and she was sitting there going, "Boy, Mom, this is a lot harder. Why did you give me such a, hard machine to do?" I says, "Well, because you have to learn, and I need somebody who knows what they're doing to take care of a sewing machine." I'm not sure. I can't remember everything that she said it was wrong with this. I don't remember if I even have the paperwork. But when we first got it to sew, this is my daughter. I told her it's her turn to learn to adjust it. And she said, "Why is it looking like that at the bottom?" It's because the tension's all messed up. So we had to redo the tension, take it apart, clean it. Had a lot of rust spots in it, causing that thing to grab. Now we got it going, and it looks pretty good. It started out pretty rough. It took me a while to get it to work really well. Let's see, she had found some old grease. The light bulb was completely black and burned out. She said, it's still lit up. Yeah, but it's hard to see. It's not much. A lot of this thread here, I found it was stuck in the motor, and it was just wrapped, and the motor wasn't moving. And I thought, what's going on with that motor? And I realized what it was. We got a few dust bunnies. This little piece of cloth here is wrapped up because of how we took all the old grease out. And I told her to wrap it up in there. Got some bunny rabbits and old grease. You see the grease still in there. And she had this thing. Oh man, I was kind of concerned. This is thing you cook things with. She had it shoved right in here. Okay. The bad problem is having that there. The main gear is right there, and it was shoved so far down it was cutting into the gear. So I had my daughter sit there and she goes, "What are you doing with that weird tool and a hammer?" I was trying to reset that gear because it had a cut in the center of it. So I went ahead and reset it so it didn't have the cut no more. And let's see, Violet's on my lap. She's constantly over here pestering me. But anyway, and so we cleaned it, we oiled it, took the cam off. So I didn't want it to zigzag. I just wanted to make sure I get this thing set up. So we did that. And let's go over it a little bit. This is an old spool, so you always want to start from the back. We thread it through this little, what's we got here? A little, looks like a looper right there. And then you come down here, okay, make sure your foot is in the highest position, because right now, see how tight those are, okay? When you lift it, it loosens these up. See how loose those are? So we could put that in there, and then when you grab it, you put it around the two symbols. I don't know if you can see the symbols right there. And it has to be in the symbols, and then you pull up and then back up and down, and then up here and then into the uptake right through here. This is what's going to pull it through the tension. Then we go to this little looper, down to that looper, into the looper, and I have the needle down, but there's another one there. Then when you're ready to sew, you put it down. Now this one here is a bottom feed, and in order to do this, all right, Violet, you're driving me nuts. You have to unhook this little guy here, and I could show you. I'm going to hold on to the thread here. Give me a second. Let me if I can get it. Oh, that thing's so heavy. Ugh. And you can see it right in there. And that's how I would, put it in there. I would have to lean back and put it all in there. Because who wants to keep trying to take off the throat plate? Well, it's all one piece. It's all one piece. It's a big, huge throat plate. So this, you'd have to pop it off. And it's hard to get right back on. So it's easier if you just lift it. And then when you're done lifting it, make sure you put this back on here so you don't end up, forgetting. And I don't know how many times people do forget that. Anyway, and then you thread the bottom, and it's kind of hard to do. You have the bobbin, and remember it has to kind of fall forward, and then when you take the other piece out, you lay it down this way, and then you drop it in, and then you thread it through. She didn't have a book with this, but I know you can download one from online. I don't really remember what the W stands for, but if anybody knows out there, please comment down below. This is and the rewinder does work. We put a new tire on it. She had a really huge tire and it wasn't moving. So, and we oiled it and everything, got it running good. So that one runs really well. My daughter actually filled the bobbin, so I was real happy that she wanted to try. And here, this is the kind you screw up and down. I got it set for cotton. Now, if you wanted to go all the way down, you would have to screw this one. This is the kind you have to do that too. Let's see, the light here is not the original. The original was actually a different color than this. And we have to turn on the strip first, and then we turn on this one. And there's the lights now, nice and burning beautifully and everything. And so now, if you wanted to do zigzag and all that, you have to put the zigzag cam in. So right now we're only going to do straight stitch. I don't want to do anything else. This is your reverse. When you push this up, it reverses. When you pull it down, it's in forward. And then this is everybody always asks me what these little gadgets are. That is to lock it. So if you wanted to go this far up, but you didn't want it to vibrate down, then you turn this until it locks into that position, but you can still go up. But I have it locked right at, I think it's 6. I didn't want to drop it all the way down, so I went at about 6. And let me think here. When you want to make a bobbin, you want to, you could do this one or this one, spools. You could do this one or this one. And you from here, then you go to here, and you come down here. And I always crisscross them anyway. And then up here, and then you push it to click it closed. And then you unloosen this, and that's to release the clutch, so it will just make just rewind only. When you're done, you push up. So when it's down like this, and if it doesn't go do it itself, then you might have to watch it. And as soon as it gets done, you just push up, and then you pull your bobbin off. And there's a little, let me see, a bevel right there, and on your bobbin there's a little hole that's got to fit into to make sure this fits in there correctly and makes it turn. Okay. Anyway, let's see, you got this all undone. Yes, okay. Now, everybody's going to ask me what this is for. When you put your cam in here, that's going to follow the cam, so it's going to do whatever your cam's going to do. But I took that out because I just wanted to get the machine to sew. And that's what we're going to do now. We're going to show you how it sounds. Hopefully it's going to work for me. Oh, yeah. After letting it sit for 3 days, it's sewing great. And then you go like this. Yeah, sewing great. Okay. Now, when you want to reverse, remember, you got to lift this here, and that's going to put me in reverse, like that, and down. And then you got to pull this back down, and then you're back into forward. And I'll go like this. Now you can see it had backed up. And it's backing up perfectly. Okay. And then you want to do this some more. I want to get this back to the center, so whenever she comes and gets it, it's her mother's. And I don't know if she's got it handed down. When you want it to travel, you make sure you put your needle down. Let's see here. Oof. Come on, go down. It won't go down. Come on. Alright, going down. Okay, I think it's down. Is it down? I don't know. I'll make sure. Oh, it's not down. All the way down. There you go. So that way you don't break the hub. Anyway, so the sewing machine, I'm just going to give it a good wipe down tomorrow morning before she comes and gets it. And I just figured I wanted to show you. Now, remember, the bottom is really here. So this is the bottom. She was sewing this way. And when she flipped it over, she goes, why is it like that? Because this one's messing up. This little tension here is messing up, and you get this really weird spaghetti. When you get it set, now everything's set, you can turn it, but the only way you turn it is the foot has to stay down to turn this. So if you wanted to go tighter or less tighter, you just, you turn here when the foot is down. When the foot is up, okay, then you don't turn that, okay? Don't touch it. Don't mess with it. But the only way when you get your foot up to thread it, that has to be open. Right now they're super close. They're holding that in there. And then later when you get it all threaded and everything, you can start sewing. But I always tell people, when you're going to sew, any kind of fabric, get a test piece first and sew it with a test piece. And if you're going to put tape on your machine, always use painter's tape. This way it won't get smudgy all over your machine and the machine won't get sticky. And nobody likes a sticky sewing machine. I sure don't. I hate when I get to them and I'm thinking, oh, look at all they did, and it sometimes pulls up the paint, and we don't want the paint being pulled up. So this is going to go back to her, and her trash that came out of that machine is going to go back to her. And this weird contraption, I'm going to tell her not to use this, don't do this, because this little thing was slowly ripping up that gear, and they don't make that gear anymore. So, and then to find it, it'd be really hard to find it. And when you're done sewing, you want to turn off the light right here. I always turn off my power strip. There we go. And then all I have to do is get it packed up and ready for her tomorrow morning. I think she said around 10-ish o'clock or something she's going to pick it up. The light bulb she has to pay for. The type of needles this guy likes to use is the Singer. Make sure you buy Singer. These ones are donated to me. I had a whole slew of them got donated to me so I can put needles in the sewing machine. But a lot of people keep putting like Universal and Singer. Singer does not take Universal. Some of them do, but not very many. But this one does not take a universal needle. That's what they were using, and then I couldn't figure out why they were bending. And I said, well, because they're not meant. They're a tad too long, and they need that little topper on top of the needle. Like this one here, I don't know if you can see the top of the needle or not. See how it is? Some of those needles in the Universal are made too pointy on top, and then they don't fit correctly, and then they hit something down below. So we don't want to do that. Anyway, if you have a sewing machine like this, I'd love to hear from you, because I like to see where you guys got it. Was it a hand-me-down? Was it something that someone gave to you? I would love to hear from you. Okay? I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.